Former State Senator Chuck Morse is officially putting in his bid for the gubernatorial seat on the Republican ticket. He's an interesting candidate who has been trying his best to stand out amongst a kind of hidden and bland candidate with Kelly Ayotte also running as the Republican, but to me he's a lot more interesting, and I'm excited to hopefully catch up with him and see what he's got to say for why he's running.
I think this is really a part of New Hampshire that I've always believed in. We've traveled this whole state and we're certainly making a difference, but I think it's all about the conservative values that I served as Senate President with, and I'm going to bring them to the governor's office, and with your help we're going to make great differences in New Hampshire and make it a real great state to live in. I think there's a big difference between myself and Kelly Ayotte. I've been traveling this whole state. I started as a conservative and I finished as a conservative as Senate President, and I promise you I will be a governor that's a conservative. That's not what Kelly did when she went to Washington. She became the third most liberal U.S. Senator when she left, and that's not how I'm going to run the state of New Hampshire. I'm here today to tell you that I will get the job done with your support, and let's take on the whole state of New Hampshire. And let's listen. Thank you.
Senator Morse, what's the issue you think that's going to define this primary?
Yeah, I think the issue is I've got it done. I think everybody's seen that as Senate President. I certainly cut taxes, drove the economy, started to create education freedom accounts that I think are going to make a great difference in the state of New Hampshire. Let's go back and fight for parental rights. We want to get that one across the finish line. We passed constitutional carry. We're one of the safest states in the nation. All those things got done when I was Senate President. I'll continue to do that as governor.
Why do you feel like younger people seem to be more interested in your campaign versus some of the other candidates?
Yeah, because I'm listening. And I think it's important to be out on the campaign trail and not down in Virginia, raising money with people that are trying to influence the state of New Hampshire. This is about New Hampshire. It's about New Hampshire people. It's about New Hampshire people that want to have a voice up here in Concord. That's why they elect all 424 House and Senate members and a governor and a council to represent the people in New Hampshire. That's what I'll do for you.
Root cause for a lot of economic issues in the state comes around housing. I mean, what should the governor's office be doing that with you in office?
Yeah, I think housing is one of the things I want to solve, along with stopping the drugs from coming into New Hampshire. I certainly believe our efforts in making sure we're bringing water to all the communities. The state's been working on that since 2016. I've been chairing that. One of my things to solve housing in New Hampshire is let's bring the source for water, help the communities pay for that, and help them work with the developers so that they can build more housing. We've done it in a lot of areas. Peterborough, Jaffrey, we've helped Millipore out there. They're creating 500 more jobs. We'll have to create housing out there. We're certainly looking at Chester and Sandown, New Hampshire with bringing more water in phase 2 of our project that we brought to the southern tier. All these things are going to help with development.
And we're back in studio. Chuck Morse by far is the most interesting Republican running. A lot of the more, I don't mean this derogatorily necessarily, but normie Republicans are definitely more on board with Ayotte with her record, previously serving down in D.C. for New Hampshire, but I like to refer to her as the Joe Biden method of running for office, where she only shows up with VIPs she really wants to be associated with and ignores everything else whatsoever. I've seen her speak publicly. The charisma isn't there. I mean, Morse, I'm not going to lie, Morse is not charisma loaded to 10, but he at least appears to have standards. He's a solid conservative. It drives me nuts, unfortunately, as more libertarian-leaning guy when it comes to marijuana, but it's to be expected. He's an older gentleman who's a conservative. He's not going to be for marijuana legalization.
Did Governor Morse sign a marijuana legalization bill?
No.
Is what it is. We got to move on with their life. I don't know how much Ayotte would honestly be on board with legalization either. The biggie for me is we cannot have Joyce Craig as governor. We cannot have Cindy Wormington as the governor. Those are just going to be bad policies brought to the state house at a more senior level that are going to be supremely problematic to the future of the state. follow Morse. I understand. I'm sorry. Shit throwing is entertaining to me. I appreciate a politician that's willing to call out the opposition for hiding away and not voting like how they said they were going to vote. That's what Morse is doing. He's a little aggressive with it, maybe. He immediately jumped on that when he was signing on over at the Secretary of State's office, but I mean, that's the big thing. He's the opposition vote. He's doing the Trump thing where he is the opposition to the establishment. He wants to bring down any of the neocon and basically Democrat, the rhinos, basically is what it comes down to, Republicans, and say, hey, I'm going to be an honest conservative in office. This is what you can expect from me. And I think, honestly, he's going to do those things. And judging by the other options on the menu right now, he's by far the best candidate. I mean, I saw a whole bunch of Americans for Prosperity sign off candidates over in the hallway. A bunch of the people that are friendly with the Free Staters in the hallway ready there to support Morse. Give him a look. I'll put his link in the description if you want to check out more about his campaign, and it'll be an exciting few months here as we lead up to the New Hampshire primary. Get informed, get out and vote. NewEnglandTake.com, like and subscribe if you're checking us out on YouTube. We've got new videos all the time. Be sure to check out my op-eds. I've been publishing them on NewEnglandTake.com, as well as I've been very fortunate. The Concord Monitor and the Union Leader have been picking them up, and I really appreciate them doing it. I'm going to keep writing and doing videos, and hope you follow me as we go all the way to November.